What if I told you the most powerful thing in your life is not your job, your money, or even your health? It's your mind. And yet, most people live like prisoners to it. We worry. We react. We obsess over things we can't control. And when the mind spirals, so does life. But what if there was a way to take back control, to stay calm while everything around you falls apart, to command your thoughts instead of being commanded by them? This isn't just a motivational trick. It's a philosophy that's been practiced for over 2,000 years. A system built for soldiers, slaves, emperors, and ordinary people like you and me. The philosophy, Stoicism. And today, I'll share with you one of the most powerful stories from a man who was born a slave, but became a master, not of others, but of his own mind. His name was Epictetus, and the lesson he left behind. It might be the key to unlocking your strongest self. This is the Stoic way to control your mind, even when the world feels uncontrollable. Number 1. Who was Epictetus? Epictetus was born into slavery around 55 AD in Hierapolis, a city in what is now Turkey. His early life was harsh. He was owned by a powerful Roman who beat him, mistreated him, and eventually crippled his leg. Most people would break under that kind of suffering. But Epictetus did something incredible. He chose to focus on the one thing his master could never touch, his mind. While other slaves gave in to despair, Epictetus began studying philosophy, specifically Stoicism. He realized something profound. We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgments about them. His leg was broken, but his spirit remained unshaken. He started asking himself, what is truly in my control? The answer, not the body, not other people, not the past. Just this, your thoughts, your choices, your reactions. That's where true freedom begins, not in changing the world around you, but in mastering the world within you. Eventually, Epictetus earned his freedom. He opened a school, and his teachings would go on to inspire emperors, warriors, presidents, even modern thinkers. He taught that the mind is like a wild horse, and unless you learn to hold the reins, it will drag you into chaos. So how do you hold the reins? Let's find out. Number 2, the Stoic formula for mental control. Epictetus gave us a simple but powerful formula to control the mind. It starts with just 4 words. Control what you can. That's it. Whenever life gets overwhelming, whenever thoughts race and emotions rise, stop and ask yourself, is this in my control? Most people waste energy worrying about things they can't change. Other people's opinions, the past, politics, traffic, death. But the Stoic knows. The only thing in your control is how you choose to see it. You can't stop the rain, but you can choose whether to curse it or dance in it. You can't control someone insulting you, but you can control whether it ruins your day or teaches you patience. This is the power of mental framing. Your mind is the lens through which you see the world. Clean the lens, and everything becomes clearer. As Epictetus said, it's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. You get to choose that interpretation every moment, every day. And that simple shift, it's how you go from being controlled to being in control. Let's see how this played out in Epictetus's own life. Number 3, the crippled philosopher who chose peace. One day, during his enslavement, Epictetus's master twisted his leg in anger. As the story goes, Epictetus calmly said, "If you keep twisting, you'll break it." The master kept twisting. Snap. Epictetus didn't scream. He didn't curse. He simply looked up and said, "I told you." Now think about that. His body was broken, but his mind remained whole. That's not weakness. That's not passivity. That's pure Stoic strength. Because Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about being unshakable. Epictetus knew he couldn't stop the pain, but he could stop the suffering by choosing how he thought about it. He accepted the pain, owned the response, let go of what was outside his control, and took full command of what was inside. Later in life, when asked how he endured so much, he replied, "I am not my body. I am not my circumstances. I am my choices." And that is the key. You are not your stress. You are not your anxiety. You are not your past. You are your mind. And once you realize that, you take back your power. Number 4, applying Stoicism in modern life. So how do we use this ancient wisdom today? In a world of constant noise, pressure, and distraction, how do you become like Epictetus? Start small. 1. Practice the control filter. Every time you feel overwhelmed, pause and ask, "Is this in my control?" If not, let it go. If yes, act wisely. 2. Journal your thoughts, just like Marcus Aurelius did. Writing helps you step back and reframe your emotions. You'll be surprised how quickly the fog lifts when your mind sees things on paper. 3. Train your perception. When something bad happens, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What can I learn from this?" That shift turns every obstacle into opportunity, just like the Stoics taught. 4. Meditate on the worst. It's called premeditatio malorum, imagining what could go wrong. Not to scare yourself, but to prepare your mind. When you've already visualized failure, loss, or rejection, you don't fear it. You face it. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, and the only way to achieve it is by controlling your own mind." You don't need to control the world, just your thoughts. And in doing that, you control everything that matters. Lesson: Epictetus never had a kingdom. He never led armies. He never sat on a throne. But he achieved something far greater: mastery of himself. He proved that no one can truly hurt you unless you let them inside your mind. And here's the truth most people miss. You don't need a perfect life to have peace. You just need a trained mind. The Stoics understood this. They didn't seek comfort. They didn't chase power. They sought clarity, discipline, freedom of the soul. And you can too. Every time you choose response over reaction, every time you pause instead of panic, Every time you control your mind instead of letting it control you, you're practicing Stoicism. You're becoming mentally invincible. Epictetus started life in chains, but through philosophy, he became free. And now, it's your turn. Because in the end, no one can give you peace. No success, no person, no possession. Peace must be chosen, and it starts by choosing to rule the only kingdom you'll ever truly own, your mind. If this message inspired you, subscribe to Wisdom of the Stoics and join us as we uncover more timeless lessons from the minds of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, and beyond. Your journey to inner mastery begins now.